Welcome back, listeners, to this episode of What's New in the Blue. My name is Ben Clay, and I am your state president, and I have the distinct privilege to be hosting this episode. Today, we're going to be going over and focusing on helping chapters get recognized and engaging through unique DECA programs. So we'll be going over a couple different things, which include chapter awards, the Merit Award Program, School-Based Enterprise, or SBE, as well as the Virtual Business Challenge. Stick around for the end. We've got an announcement on VBC registration. We'll dive right in now into the chapter award programs. Now, you might be asking yourself, what are these chapter award programs? And for starters, chapter award programs help well-rounded chapters showcase their achievements through 6 categories. Now, these categories include membership development, community orientation, experienced leaders, academically prepared, professionally responsible, and then promotion or public relations. Now, with these chapter award programs, there are 3 different levels of recognition. These include the bronze level, silver, and then on top, the gold level. Now, keep in mind, just a little food for thought, chapters that earn that gold level certification or that gold level recognition are allowed to bring up to 3 delegates, chapter delegates, to the international conference in Atlanta, Georgia. So my recommendation to you would be to track and document all chapter activities from the start of the school year and just aim for that highest level of achievement. My philosophy is there's no point in doing anything if you're not going to do it to the best of your ability. So I really recommend getting in there, logging everything, and going for the gold. Now, going in next is going to be the Merit Award program. What is the Merit Award program? The Merit Award program is a individual achievement program where members complete tasks throughout the year to earn recognition. Now, with that, Merit Award programs track leadership, chapter and community involvement, as well as other community service and service contribution. The big thing to keep in mind is that the Merit Award program is a great resume builder. You get out in your community, it's a great opportunity to share some experiences and give back to your school, your community, all different things like that. And it also allows for a little personal recognition, which is never a bad thing in my eyes. So with that, we encourage all chapter officers, chapter leaders, and advisors to make these Merit Award program activities open and chapter-wide. There's no issue with opening up these activities for the entire chapter. It gets your school's DECA chapter out in the community, which is always a good thing. Next, we have SBE, or School-Based Enterprise. Now, this is a student-run business within the school that functions to serve the students as well as the community. So there's a certification process involved with the School-Based Enterprise, which is including the gold and silver level certification. With the certifications, SB and School-Based Enterprise school stores are eligible for ICD recognition. In order to get certified, take a deep breath. It's not a huge certification process. You're not filling out expense reports, different business setup, different things like that. To get certified, members take a 100-question multiple choice exam. And all you need for that is 70% or higher to receive that certification and to be recognized. Some of the best practices. Now, me personally, I love my school store. Going there's nothing better than going in at lunch, buying a little swag, getting some warm cookies. But there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot involved. Some best practices that I see. First off, involving everybody that is interested. You never know what ideas somebody has and where those ideas might be able to be implemented. So if you've got people that are eager and interested, get them involved, have them making decisions and getting your school store operating well. Another thing, and this is a big thing, is just to stay organized. Once you get everything set, stay organized, keep tracks of everything. And then the biggest thing is just have fun with it. There's tons of opportunities throughout the school year to decorate your school store, have different promotions, fun activities, things like that. So have fun with it, get out, serve your students, serve your community. It can go a long way. And with that, the certification process, which we talked about, which we mentioned the 100-question test, that certification starts on December 1st. So, now that you're aware of that, make sure you're prepared and ready to hit the ground running when certification starts. Alrighty, and next up, we're going to be going over the Virtual Business Challenge, or VBC. Now, admittedly, I am not very knowledgeable on VBC, so I've got a couple of guests here joining us. From West Bloomfield, I've got Elliot and Stepan. If you guys could just introduce yourselves and briefly just, tell the listeners kind of what got you into DECA.
I'll go first. My name's Stepan. I think I joined DECA because I saw a lot of like upperclassmen, a lot of my friends joining it, and they were just having a great time. So just wanted to like follow them, do the club with them. So
Yeah, so I'm Elliot. Um, Kind of like what Steban said at West Bloomfield, it's kind of a bigger program and
yeah,
a lot of people with similar interests. I think our freshman year we played soccer together, and our freshman year upperclassmen were doing it, telling us to join, and we did it, and we got around to it and ended up being pretty good at it. So it's really good to just see what we want to do. Like I'm studying business now. I think Steban also wants to kind of touch business a little bit.
yeah.
So that's kind of why we joined.
For sure. I like to hear that, how that kind of leads you into, that desired career choice, or in your guys'
Mhm.
case, what you're going to be studying at that next level. Um, Moving from that, so for anybody that's listening that's never heard of VBC, or, the Virtual Business Challenge, how would you explain that to them briefly? What would you kind of tell them?
So virtual business in itself is pretty general. There's a lot of different subsections in virtual business. I think it's basically just a simulation of different business or different opportunities where business is involved. For us specifically, we had sports. So ours was a stadium, and basically we were the owners of that stadium, and we had to run that stadium. And it was a simulation of us running that stadium.
Yeah, just to touch on that, it's an all online program through something called Knowledge Matters. You kind of log in, and in our case, we were trying to make the most money as we could. And in order to do that, it's hours upon hours upon hours of work. And so we did that for, I think, around last 10 days. And then, the overarching goal of everyone is to get to the big stage, ICDC. So that you need to be top two, I believe, top two in the region to make it to ICDC. And ours was strictly off of profit that was made.
Mhm.
But I know some like accounting and some, I think maybe fashion does it off points and different challenges and not just profit made. So it's a
Now,
very cool program.
yeah, for sure. And I like how you kind of alluded there to the different tracks that there are. So, I mean, there's tons of different tracks, which include, restaurant, retail, sports, hotel, fashion, accounting,
Mhm.
personal finance, and, the list goes on.
Yeah.
For you guys, competing in the sports category, what told you that that was the right track for you guys?
West Bloomfield, I think it's at least 10 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Something
where
around.
West Bloomfield High School has sent a sports virtual business challenge team to ICDC. So we were sort of next in line, I guess, and we took it on kind of blindly. We didn't really get that much, but we did. They give you a bunch of practice simulations, so we did those, and we kind of just really enjoyed the time we spent doing it. It not only brought us together, but it like made us realize how much of a grind something can be, and it kind of helped us in school, and it was during the college application process, so made us grind on that even more.
I would just say it's like Elliot said, it's very popular. It was pretty popular at our school. It's one of the more popular virtual businesses. We had a lot of the upperclassmen that got us into DECA at first were had done virtual business sports the years prior, so that made it easy for us to like call on them when we need some help, or just if we need like some mentoring. We knew we had someone there, so I think that led us into sports.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, with you guys, going down the sports track, you had a ton of success. Looking back on that, is there another track that you might have wanted to pursue instead that you think you guys could have ran with as well, or what's your thoughts there?
So my junior year, actually, I did the hotel one, and I think we were third in the region, so we did not qualify for the international convention. But I will say, hotel, from what I've heard and what I've experienced, is the most challenging one, and it was very rewarding. Winning the state, even not even making it, but just winning the state was very rewarding. So if I had to choose another one, I'd probably retry that for sure.
Gotcha.
I'm on the same page as Elliot. I didn't do it with him, but I've heard hotels difficult. I tried accounting the year before. I didn't really understand it as well. It just didn't click with me. So I would probably try hotel if I had to do another one outside of sports.
For sure, for sure. Now, like I had mentioned, I wasn't entirely, and I'm still not very well rounded as it comes to the virtual business challenge. But I just recently found out that it is one of the highest octane events at ICDC. I just heard about kind of what goes on and how you guys compete there. Um, I mean, if you just kind of tell us what is that experience like?
Yeah, at ICDC, it's pretty incredible. You have like every other group is in front of you. It's live, it's in person. It's a lot more different than when you're actually trying to get to ICDC, where you're just at your house or at your school. You got like your two friends and that's it. At ICDC, it's you're there, there's a crowd in front of you, bleachers. People are sitting on the floor watching. You have like the 10 other competitors just standing right next to you. So it's definitely a different atmosphere. 100% more nerve-wracking, more prone to mistakes there, but it's very cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, I'll add on to that. When you're at home trying to qualify, you get unlimited time to do, or not unlimited, but you have time. Your simulations, I should say, your simulations have unlimited time. But in ICDC, you have, I believe, what was it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
15 minutes of work time.
Yeah, 15 minutes of work time to do the entire thing. And it's a completely different strategy because at home we would spend upwards of an hour, hour and a half per simulation. Here, cutting it down definitely took a lot of practice. And it's kind of like it, I will say it is very nerve-wracking. You got like a big scoreboard with everyone's profit, and it's way different than at home, I'll tell you that.
For sure. I know that is one of the things that I decided now is that making my way into that competition room is on the bucket list for ICDC.
Yeah,
I mean, it just
definitely should.
sounds
Yeah.
electric. I want to see what goes on in that room.
We had the foam fingers going and everything. It
Oh
was like
wow.
it's like we were at a sporting event. It was cool.
No, I am definitely I'm gonna have to make my way and figure out where that's going down. Now, with that, let's talk strategy if we could. For you guys, what would you say are some of the best practices or tips that you would give to somebody that's competing in VBC for the first time?
I think the biggest thing for competing in to getting to ICDC is just grinding. You just got to get as many hours in that 10-day period as you can. The first couple simulations, you could run infinite simulations. So the first couple of simulations you run, they're gonna take you like an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, depends on how like skilled you are at like the computer stuff. But and those aren't gonna be good in any case, and don't worry about that. But you just have to keep grinding it and grinding it. I don't know how many hours we got. We might have put 40, we put over 40 hours in that 10-day period with school. Um, just on the simulation. And then by the end of it, you're going through a simulation in like 25-30 minutes. You're making double the amount of money you were making at the start. So a lot of it is just putting in the hours and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think what I would say my biggest piece of advice would be have a plan going into it. I think we talked about it that Stepan was going to be the designated typer. Every time we did a sim, he was going to type because he was the fastest at typing. Which is another big tip here, is you need a spreadsheet. You need to keep a spreadsheet of every single sim you've done to see where you can make, but even the slightest error can cause you just to jump another team and get into the top two. So we had a very long spreadsheet of every single setting. Brady was kind of just the glue guy. Whenever Stepan's fingers were tired, he would type. He would also help with the spreadsheet. But I would say we all did a pretty even workload throughout the 40 hours. And it's a grind. It's a grind. We had school. I think we were in the deep playoffs of soccer too.
Yeah.
And also it's a grind, but you got to take breaks. Getting your mind off of it will just not only help you perform better, but it's it's too much to do it for 40 hours for more than 2 hours at a time without a break. You need to take breaks.
For sure. Now, I like that you guys brought up, delegating tasks. That's what I want to get to next. For something like that, did each of you focus on a different area or aspect of the business, or how did that kind of work?
I mean, I would say yes. Elliot was good with the ticket prices. So we set up ticket prices for the stadium, games and concerts. So that was kind of Elliot's thing, was pricing the tickets. I was good at just setting up the simulation so that we could just plug in numbers and just run it. And Brady was just good at keeping everything maximized, efficient. Just like the small little tweaks of it. It just kind of worked out perfectly.
Stepan's not giving himself enough credit. If it wasn't for him, like, we run these things called social media ads. If any viewers are doing it, you'll see how bad it really is. But we did social media ads, and it would normally take a normal typer, I would probably say, an hour longer than what he did. So he was very good at that. And like you said, we kind of split it up. So we all had our own expertise.
Now, looking back at the whole experience, what would you guys say was the most challenging part of VBC?
I would say the toll it took, 40 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
I think by day 3, we were like, do we even want to do this anymore? I mean, it's getting bad, but I will 100% say it was worth it. Every second, like, it made me truly realize what something that a grind takes, and how great it felt receiving that certificate, even on our computers, that we made it. So it was 100% worth it. But the grind was hard.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was just that 1 week, those 10 days were extremely difficult. I think Elliot and Brady were basically living at my house outside of a school. We just go from school, home, run up the sim, run as much as we can, go back at 9. I mean, take breaks in between, of course. That was definitely the hardest part.
For sure.
But you just have to do it.
Yeah. And while the grind can get tough at times, within that, I mean, what would you say was the most fun of it all?
I would probably say, yeah, we're all great friends outside of DECA. I play soccer with Stepan. We both grew up. I mean, Brady lives right across from Stepan. Just being together was honestly fun.
Yeah. The grind was the hardest part, but it was fun too. You're just with your friends. ICDC, of course, was fun. Once you make it, that's incredible. It's a whole nother experience. Definitely something to work for. ICDC being up there, even if you don't do good at ICDC, it's just awesome to be there.
No, I mean, it sounds like, from start to finish, you guys had a good time with it. Like you said, yeah, the grind doesn't stop, but it's really cool to hear that you guys were able to, have fun within that.
Mm-hmm.
For the listeners that are still here, that are listening intently, round 1 for VBC registration opens September 30th. So be ready, be thinking. And I'll toss it on to you guys if I could, and ask, what can they start now, start strategizing on?
Definitely start trying to find your group. Try to find 2 good friends that you think will be able to grind with you. I got lucky with Elliot and Brady. I wouldn't do your 2 best friends if you don't know for sure if they're going to be able to, if they're willing to do that grind. It's very difficult if 2 of your people aren't willing to do that grind while you're just trying to do it yourself. Try to find those 2 people.
Yeah, and besides from that, I would honestly just try and talk to as many. If you know people that have done it, definitely try and talk to them just for, more strategy purpose, more getting some insight because everyone has different strategies. But if it's not getting your group, and if it's not people that have done it, maybe talk to your advisor about it, see if they know any deeper insides about it. Because Mrs. Zala, our advisor, is very knowledgeable. So we talked to her about it. And do you know if the practices open up before the registration?
I
Uh,
think you have to register with your team, then you could do the practices.
Okay, because Knowledge Matters provides practice simulations that I would honestly say are probably mandatory. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it would be
100%.
impossible to know anything if you don't do the practices. So definitely look into those when they become available.
I mean, with that, is there anything else, any quick piece of advice you would give to teams looking to get into VBC?
Yeah, I would
Uh,
I would just say just be ready for the grind. That's really the main thing. If and a great point is what Stepan made. We got lucky that the three of us were willing to do it. If you're skeptical about one of your best friends, but you want to do it with him, they have to be up for it. It can't just be two of you. It really can't. So my tip would just make sure you guys are locked in. That's it. Clear your schedule for that 10 days.
yeah.
Well, I again, I can't thank you guys enough for, taking the time out of your schedules. I know you guys are moving in, getting back to school here. So, again, thank you so much for taking the time to
Of
join
course.
us and share your tips and your expertise.
Thank you
Of
for having
course.
us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that will conclude this episode of What's New in the Blue. Just a reminder again, the BBC Round 1 registration opens September 30th, so be ready for that. Just a little preview for listeners for the next episode. Next episode, we are going to be looking at an in-depth look at choosing the right deck event and how to match interests with the different competitive events. So that's all we got for you. The big push I got for you guys is be involved in your schools, your community, do your part to give back, and really just empower yourself and others to go the extra. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.